Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, GG Steam, Volvo, please. Welcome. Not welcome back, but welcome for the first time. It's been a slow start getting things rolling today.
Well, I mean, I filed my tax returns, I walked the dog, I did a little gardening outside, but, you know, I ran out of chores and just in time the game loads, so
Yeah.
perfect time.
Fnatic versus the retry.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Game 1 of 5 today. We're here with day 20 of the EU round robin.
Man, EU is intense, dude. We're only two-thirds of the way through. We already finished China. We'll be finishing North America, America as well as Korea within like the next few days, and they started late. They've had so many days of downtime.
Yeah, and EU, it's still chugging.
Yeah.
Still in the thick of it. We still don't have any clear winners. Actually, with that said, let's take a look at the grid real fast and see how everyone's doing. Fnatic, where are they sitting? 8 games played. They are 5-3 right now, and the retry, well, they're towards the bottom of the pack, sitting 1-7. But
Fnatic needs to just start putting a bunch of wins together. Like,
Yes.
sure, they're in the top 6, and it's possible teams like Relax, probably one of the main ones who could fall out a bit, but you also have to worry about other teams making a run. Like, Cloud9 City at 4-2, but they've played 2 less games. In theory, they can be ahead of Fnatic, so Fnatic is not comfortable at all.
yeah, definitely not. And I'm having trouble remembering if they've had mostly hard matches so far, or if it's been easier matchups that they've had. Like, do they still have their Navi's alliances to take down?
I think they
Too many teams.
they haven't played all of the big teams. I know a lot of the really like good matches are backloaded on the schedule, so
Right.
teams like Cloud9, Navi, Fnatic, they have a lot of games to play in the last 10 days.
Makes the end of the round robin a little more interesting.
Yeah,
because
I think Starladder tries to do it that way.
still
so
up for grabs.
They
yeah.
try to do it that way, so it's like, yeah, you get like the deciding matches towards the
Yeah,
end, potentially
yeah.
anyway.
It makes sense, but I think we can go ahead and hop into our match here. Our draft is underway, and I'm doing my best to be
To
on
get us
point
there,
with
yeah.
the production
You
today.
can do it, buddy.
Yes, all right, I got it. We got Fnatic on our dire side. We'll have Fly drafting today, and on the Radiant, of course, it will be the retry. And things are changing rapidly here with rosters. It will not. They have ZXC, and oh no, look at Starladder. They've got us covered, man. They update these rosters faster than I know they need to be updated. ZXC, the former solo mid player of Power Rangers, is now an official of the retry.
He's been bouncing around, hasn't he?
A little bit.
Who else was he playing for? I think he was playing for someone before the retry, wasn't he?
Was he? He might have been standing in a bit.
Was he playing for Next KZ? No. Maybe it was the retry. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it was.
Yeah, I know he was tagged up as a stand-in for a while, but now it's official. He's a real member. So
Look at this Dazzle ban. First stage.
yeah,
And the Wisp.
You.
I mean, the Wisp is not a surprise, though. Fnatic, if you look at their win rate on Tiny Wisp, I think it's like 80% in Starladder or something.
It's pretty solid.
It's like,
yeah.
if you give them Tiny Wisp, you're going to have a bad time. So just ban the hero, and that's what they do.
You know, I have to say, I'm surprised to see that teams have stopped banning Enchantress against Fnatic, and also that Fnatic have not been picking Enchantress. That's another classic no-tail hero that I like to think of.
Yeah, that hero does have to get a decent amount done in the lanes, though.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then you go into the mid game, and sure, she can deal out a lot of damage, but she's got no like good lockdown later on. She is good for tanking Roche with Untouchable, which I think is something that often gets underestimated, but I think she does have her downsides as a hero. But we'll see. That I wouldn't be surprised if they go for her here either.
Certainly could be a possibility. Now, hard to tell if this will be a support Naga or a carry Naga. I would guess support just based on the way this draft is unfolding.
It could be like a solo mid Doom for Hani, safely
Yeah.
Naga for potentially for Era, and then like a Trixie Mirana in the offlane.
Yeah. that be
It
a
could also be like
possibility.
an offlane Doom for Trixie. It could be Naga solo mid for Hani, and then the Mirana safe lane for Era. So yeah,
Some
it's
nice
pretty
flex
flexible
picks
so
here.
far.
Yeah. The retry, though, they're looking a little bit more rigid with their lanes. They've got Centaur, Shadow Shaman, Chen, and Starladder. So a pretty interesting draft. Obviously, some decent push potential between the Masked Serpent wards and all those creeps that Chen will bring into the lane. But Starladder and Centaur, interesting to see them on the same team. They kind of play a similar role. Two very tanky heroes that don't have a great bit of recovery mode. They both do well with a lot of momentum, but if they start to fall behind early on, they don't really recover that well. Two AoE, Initiator, Blink Dagger heroes. Usually you just don't see them paired together.
Yeah, it does give them some minus armor, but they, like you said, they pretty much fulfill the same role, and they both.
Yeah.
It's not that they fall off later on, but neither's a great flash farmer. They're both generally space creators, Slardar and Centaur. So, there's no such thing as too much initiation, but where they could struggle is for damage later on. Like if Fnatic gets some BKBs, what does the retry actually have on BKB? They got nothing aside from maybe bash or amplify damage, but that is really pushing it. So the other thing is this really sets up like a Shadow Fiend pick mid, I would say. Maybe a Templar Assassin, because they need a solo mid who can also do a lot of damage. So I'd be surprised if they don't go for one of those two.
Yeah, and I have to say, every time I see Centaur now, I can't get out of can't get something Fear said out of my head where he said he's gonna start trying Veil on Centaur because he's all magic damage, and he claims that there's some potential for that to be some dirty business, and I just keep thinking like I want to see somebody try the Veil of Discord Centaur build.
It is a lot of damage. Double Edge was what, 400 at level 4, I believe.
Yeah, it's
400 at level
like
4.
650 damage he can put out with max Double Edge and Hoof Stomp. So it's.
I mean, the thing is, like, Veil's a cute item, but sure you maybe boost up his damage to what, like 750, 800 or something. But
still is no Blink Dagger.
The hair still is nothing on BKBs. Yeah. He's generally a great carrier for other items like Pipe, Shiva's Guard, Assault Koresh, just like your traditional tank items in air quotes. But I think there's just generally better items than Veil. Maybe if you've got like an Ancient Apparition or other magic intense heroes on your team, then it would be a pretty strong pick.
Interesting. Fnatic go with the Enigma final pick.
Man, the retry better get farm on this Centaur and Starladder, because if they're running a 1-core lineup against Doom, Naga, Enigma, in theory the Starladder can be a damage dealer, but if someone gets shut down early and they're just running like an SF mid, they're gonna struggle.
Yes, definitely.
There's so much lockdown for just one carry.
Speaking of struggle, are we getting two sounds? Oh, there we go. The volume mixer on Windows was struggling a little bit there, and looks like we got some sounds back, so that's good. But yeah, an interesting draft from Fnatic. So I guess this means it will be a farming Naga of sorts.
People are saying I'm a lot louder than you as well.
I turned you down a little bit. I'm not sure if the delay has caught up yet.
Yeah, we'll check with the mods here.
Yeah, that 2-minute delay is pesky for trying to balance audio stuff. It just varies so much. You're much more boisterous than Merlini. I have to turn him up over me, and I've got to turn you down over me.
Well, he was overpowering Gods yesterday because Gods just mumbles. He doesn't. He's a caster who doesn't enunciate. Like, what is that, dude? This is your job. Get your shit together.
Yeah, well, you are the master of enunciating. You are very.
That's not true.
You have a high tone. Yeah, you've got a wide range of timbre. R-E, not E-R. So they'll go Death Prophet here, which kind of fills a similar role as the Shadow Fiend Templar Assassin. Yeah. Again, though, if she gets off the ultimate, Doom is not going to be effective against her because the Ghost will still be there, but which is interesting because, you know, some other spells just get like shut down completely by Doom, like things like Jarkopter's Flat Cannon. Like kind of their key carry spells, but Death Prophet ult does persist. The Ghosts are their own special beasts, so yeah, I think this fills a similar niche to the Shadow Fiend or the TA, though. A solo mid who can dish out a shitload of damage. She's a little bit better at pushing than those heroes. A lot better at killing buildings. So, has a little more synergy with the Shadow Shaman and the Chen. But still, with the amount of lockdown Fnatic have, if they just get like a blink on the Doom and blink Doom her, and TR's going to have to be very far ahead not to just lose the fight from there. Yeah, exactly. And that's where some of this early lane farm needs to come for the Centaur as well as the Starladder. At least one, if not both, I think need to get a Blink Dagger pretty early on, maybe even first item after boots, just to have that initiation power and make sure that what you just described doesn't happen. If Doom gets the jump on their Death Prophet, their team fight is going to be a little bit difficult. And they don't have the strongest lanes. With Chen in the jungle, that means they're going to have a couple of solo heroes, and things could get a little bit difficult, but I guess Fnatic will have a jungle hero of their own, so. Yeah, with the Enigma pick, Fnatic's just looking to outcarry TR. You look at TR's lineup, they don't really come online until they get the Centaur ult, a Blink Dagger on the Starladder, the Death Prophet level 6, and Chen with at least 2 creeps, and ideally Shadow Shaman wards as well. So basically they're not going to come online until level 6, so Fnatic saw that and they said, you know what, we'll just outgreed you. By the time you start pushing, we'll have a mech on our Enigma or a Blink Dagger, and we'll be able to take 5v5 clashes. So I think the Enigma pick's quite good, and it's where I wonder if TR's going to try and make some early rotations. Like, sure, Chen's not the best roamer, but do they have a smoke? No smoke, but there are boots on screen, which suggests maybe he does want to go for some early ganks.
30 seconds.
Yeah, Chen does have a couple of wards on him here. He will throw down an Observer to block the pole camp, and a couple of sentries as well. Perhaps they'll try and make Enigma's life a little bit more difficult here As they continue to roam about the dire jungle, Centaur leading the way. PGG scouting it out and make sure it's all clear, but no, Android P will hang on to those sentries for now. So Enigma should have an okay time. No pull camp, but that's not too bad. They should be pretty used to that. Fnatic's initial wards, they'll get a lane ward down in the mid lane, and also observer here by the bottom rune, and they're going to go ahead and block this camp right here as well. So they'll actually slow down Chen more than Chen will slow down them. Very interesting. So let's introduce these rosters here. LD on the Radiant side, we've got the retry. Nubik will be on the position 1 Starladder down here in the safe lane on the Radiant side of the map. He'll be supported by Screen with the boots first Shadow Shaman. In the mid lane, it will be ZXC, the former mid player for Power Rangers on the Death Prophet. Android P on Shen, who will be in the Radiant jungle, and in the off lane, it will be PGG himself on the Centaur Warrunner.
Well, on the dire side, you've got Fnatic, a team that we saw at the last Star Series. Will they make it back? Hard to say as of yet. No Tail on your Rubik. Era on your Doom. Getting my T's mixed up. No Tail on the Rubik. We've got bottom lane. Trixie getting actually pulled in by the Stretch Armstrong Shackles. He'll be playing the Mirana. Mid lane, Hani, Mr. Good Guy himself on the Naga. And that does leave Fly on what I think is probably his signature hero, which is Enigma. So, Fnatic overall, pretty greedy draft, but they're getting away with it so far. And again, there's just not much TR can do to punish it now. But bottom lane, uh-oh, Trixie.
And is that a first blood? No, he'll be able to leap away, and that will disjoint that last auto attack. But more than a close call for the Mirana down here. And
he's having a bad time though. He went boots first, and he's gotten caught twice by the Shackles. That really should not happen. Shadow Shaman's got awful base move speed.
Yeah.
Even with boots, he's still 15 MS slower than Mirana. Once I understand, especially if they come around the trees, but this is twice now. Trixie, he's got to mind his positioning, because the thing is, if he gets caught again, if he doesn't die, he's definitely going back to base. So either way, he's not going to have fun.
Here he goes, Screen rotating in, but Trixie will be on point this time. He will scoot back, and he's just getting completely zoned out here. Barely in experience range, and actually a little bit better than I thought on that front. Just about to hit level 3, so it could be worse. But we'll see how he fares. In the mid lane, Hani will have his work cut out for him against the Death Prophet. 10-2 on ZXC right now, and Hani only 5-0, so we would expect him to be struggling a bit, but ZXC just being so aggressive with those Crypt Swarms, continuing to zone him out, and Hani will be bottle crowing as well. Has that Quelling Blade up already, and actually will grab the 2-minute rune here, which is an illusion.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised you went Quelling Blade first. Normally Riptide's plenty to last hit, and Naga still got good base damage. I figured he would have gone either just Bottle Rush or Stout Shield right away, but he went early Quelling Blade, and I mean, it's pretty obvious Death Prophet's going mid with this draft, and he's been really, he's been punished for it, so I'm not too sure about the Quelling Blade pick. There's no Prophet on the enemy team or anything like that, so I do find it a little curious. Or or there's no Nature's Prophet, I mean.
Yeah, and I mean, a Stout Shield would definitely help, but it's almost more this Crypt Swarm spam that's been taking him down more so than the auto attacks from ZXC. He's been really on point with grabbing last hits and also trying to harass Hani simultaneously, which is an ideal case scenario here for the Crobulus. So at the very least, ZXC will be off to a good start. Still the last hit leader. Slardar dominating the bottom lane. And there's the rotation, and there's the telekinesis back. ZXC in big trouble here. Perhaps this will be the first blood coming out. It's looking like it. That'll be Fly to grab the 400 bonus gold. Nice rotation from Fnatic.
Yeah, that's just a good smoke gank. Not something you really expect either. When the enemy is running jungle Enigma, Fly's only level 3, and he just got caught off guard. Normally Enigma's not ganking that early. He's just off in the jungle, because if you fail on that gank, that hero falls. I mean, he's good at farming the woods, but one of his big strengths is just his ability to turbo farm and hit level 6 at like 5 minutes in. So. Right. It was a slight risk by Fnatic, but it definitely pays off.
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems like since Death Prophet was stomping the lane so hard, maybe getting a bit overzealous, like, oh, Naga Siren, you silly goose, I'll be able to get more last hits. And like you said, a rather unexpected gank.
He is still crushing the lane, though. 21-4. This Death Prophet, he went for the early Null Talisman, and his damage is pretty impressive. But top lane, PGG just getting harassed a bit. Early oof pickup from Era.
Interesting. Not a bad choice against the Centaur. He is rather tanky, and with that return, it does make those little harassed as you get off that much more effective with the small dot that Orb of Venom gives you, but...
It's just weird, because like normally one of the reasons you pick Orb of Venom is, yes, to chase, but also just to slowly like harass someone and zone them a bit more out of lane. And when Centaurs return, I don't think that's a favorable trade for the Doom. So, he's got the clap creep right now, not the best one either. He'd ideally like the HP regen, I would say. Yeah. For this stage of the lane.
Yeah, the Wild Wing Ripper isn't too bad. The Tornado is pretty useless, but the Armor Aura isn't too bad if you want to pressure the tower. But yeah, I agree. The Satyr Tormentor is pretty much ideal scenario.
Yeah.
The
Well,
HP
and actually
regen is-
return is physical damage, so yeah, the Armor Aura would be quite good here.
Yeah, yeah.
Trixie's made a rotation mid. He's looking for an arrow. Can he hit it?
If he can, this should be a kill. ZXC will get stuck inside the ensnare. There you go. Sacred Arrow on the mark. Now the question, do they have enough damage? Mirana only level 4, level 2 Starstorm. They crunch the numbers. They decide it's not enough, and, well, Trixie won't even waste his mana as he heads back to the bottom lane.
Yeah, he misses a little bit of experience bottom, but he's also worried right now, because if you look at the bottom lane, he's got no vision. Enemy team's running a Chen. The Shadow Shaman's been off the map as well, so they could easily have been smoke ganking him. So he's like, you know what? I'm just going to sit mid, fire another arrow, and here we go.
And ZXC, I hear that bullseye. He's in some trouble now. Mirana hops forward, and maybe this will be the kill. Starstorm flies, and they grab it. The kill will go to Hani on the Naga Siren.
Meanwhile, top lane.
Up top, yeah, they'll engage on PGG. Telekinesis straight into the Doom ultimate. They'll dive this tower, and PGG, he is in big trouble. He will most certainly fall to the wrath of time, and that will be Era picking up the kill. Fnatic now pulling ahead, 3-0 in hero kills, and, well, they might be able to grab themselves the tier 1 tower kill up top.
Yeah, that's already a level 5 Enigma. Android P's only level 3. He has a Centaur bottom. There's no Shadow Shaman ward, so Fnatic's going to outpush TR here. If they go for a tower trade, they could easily end up losing a tier 2 and a tier 1 in exchange for just the tier 1. But I imagine what they'll do is take the tier 1 here and then TP back to defend.
Yeah, Glyph coming out from both sides, and TR actually pushing this tower reasonably quickly. It may end up just being a tower exchange after all. Trixie will port down, but not much he can do by his lonesome. ZXC will try and clear up the wave, and PGG has actually rejoined the lane up top.
This Oof Doom gets the last hit.
PGG way overcommitting here, though. He gets telekinesed, and that'll just be a feed coming out from the Centaur. Barely even does any damage.
Oh, they popped the Death Prophet ult bottom. They really want to come out on top in the tower trade here, and right now, Hani just trying to push in mid. He's creep skipping with the illusions, but it looks like they should get the tier 2 first. I did not expect them to rotate the Death Prophet this early. Normally, you want to get a little more levels, but this is not a bad trade, honestly.
You know, maybe that PGG feed up top was just an intentional strategy. Keep them around a little bit longer, create some space, and, well, they'll get rewarded with a tier 2 tower. Whether it was intentional or not, it will seem to work out in TR's favor. If Naga gets this tier 1 tower mid, then maybe not the best exchange for the retry, but it doesn't look like Hani will have enough pushing power. He does have a siege creep alive. He'll get the tower close to deny range, but in comes a port from screen. Level 4 Shadow Shaman, rotation from the rest of the heroes, and Hani will be repelled, so nicely done by the retry.
They're just getting out-experienced, if that's a verb, so hard right now. They're already down 3,000 experience. Chen spent a lot of time ganking. I did not see him get any wildkins. Didn't really stack his camps much at all. If he did at all, I didn't even catch it. And Android P's flying a bit behind. They took the early tower, so I have a fast headdress, a fast buckler, but you also want things like boots, the mech recipe, level 7, ideally. And by the time he gets that, that's where your Enigma is going to have, well, already Fly's got about the same amount of gold in terms of net worth. In fact, a bit more. And he's level 6 already, so they're really falling behind in levels. And the mid-game for Fnatic, sure, their lineup was greedy, but I don't think TR have done enough to punish it.
Oh, Nubik almost gets clipped right there. A noble effort from No-Tail, but now he's in big trouble on this Rubik. He'll take the amplified damage. And, oh, Song of the Siren from good guy Hani. That'll save his friend No-Tail. And Doom actually coming in as well. He does have... Oh, they were smoked up. Arrow connects onto Nubik, and they'll try and turn this around. Chen comes in and finishes off the Rubik, but Starladder, he gets picked off as well. So a support Rubik for the position 1 Starladder. Not a bad trade for Fnatic. Nice setup from Hani.
That Song, winning games for a long time now. Sana's just so ridiculous, and
yeah,
that's the nice thing about running solo mid-Naga, is sure, maybe you lose the CS war, but you got a fast level 6, and that spell just changes games, whether it's offensively, defensively. Sometimes for the bad, if you use it incorrectly, you can end up helping the enemy team, but yeah, that Song definitely saves them from giving up a kill, and ends up getting them a kill, so a great usage of it early on.
Yeah, well, the Rubik still fell, but at least they make it a 1-for-1 where it would
have okay. Yeah, you're right.
Been an easy Rubik feed, but one of the sad realities of this game, like you mentioned, that Android P has spent a lot of time trying to roam and gank, and this game...
And so is the Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman's only level 4. Sure, he's got Arcane Boots, but you need the wards by now. Yeah. And ideally within like the next minute or two, but he's not going to have them for 3-4 minutes.
But that was Chen's first kill. I was going to bring that up right before that started, where he was 0-0-0, and now, okay, he got the last hit on Rubik as he was trying to run away, but that's A little bit underwhelming for a Chen here at almost the 10-minute mark, only been involved in 1 kill. Very unfortunate.
The main thing that the retry are really waiting for right now is obviously, top lane, they're going to go in here.
See you later, PGG. He'll take the Doom ultimate. There's the Malefice as well, and nothing that a Centaur can do. Easy kill for Fnatic.
The main things are the Starladder Blink Dagger, the Centaur ult, which they do have, and the Rasta wards. With those, I feel they could start forcing fights, but the thing is, if they let it go, even to the point where Fnatic just gets like a Blink Dagger on the Enigma, Fnatic's initiation is really scary. If you push into this team, they just walk in for the black hole.
Yeah.
A 5-man pushing lineup going into that kind of AoE is asking for trouble. So I'm a bit worried here. I'm not sure TR has gotten enough done yet, but the Starladder Blink Dagger is where they'll really look to pick things up, and he has the gold for it right now.
Yep. Now, there are kind of 2 things breaking out at once here. PGG ports bottom, and he'll go blow for blow with Fly, who connects with the Malefice. Does have a lot of Eidolons out, but there's the Stampede forward, and connects with the Hoof Stomp, but no follow-up to come from the Centaur. And
these Stampedes have not really gotten a whole lot done for TR, and he might just die here.
I thought he was going to commit to that or someone was going to port in, but it was sort of just Stampede and tried to posture him back. And now a port does come, and that will be Fly's exit.
That is... Oh, they might get this kill. He's got a Blink Dagger.
Maybe not. Yeah, Nubik showing it off here, and Fly will get caught, so I guess I spoke too soon. He does overcommit. I don't think he noticed that there was a blink up on Starladder yet. So,
yeah, he forced the TP. And, like you said, just didn't know there was a blink.
Yeah.
Should have just backed.
Good play from Starladder, though. As soon as you grab that Blink Dagger, that's usually an opportunity to grab a kill before the opposition has seen you pick it up. So, good use and smart rotation. They did burn the Death Prophet Exorcism here.
Oh, they're coming around from behind mid.
But, yep, Moonlight Shadow flies. No tail initiates onto Android P. There's the telekinesis. Era chops him down with that fiery sword. PGG maybe in some trouble here as Trixie connects with the Star Storm. There's that extra star to secure the kill. It will be a 2-0, and they repel that push on their Tier 1 mid. Trixie, he does have a haste rune on, but will not pursue.
Oh, they might go Roche now. No mech yet. They're close. No tail's quite low. Maybe they're just going to the Tier 1 bottom. I'm not sure if they want to be Roshing without the mech, but their map control is quite good. There's still no Shadow Shaman awards, so the hell with it. Just go Roche.
Yeah, maybe buying some time. Not a bad strategy, but he's totally out of mana. Doesn't have any illusions now. Will get amplified once again. And he does have the Song of the Siren available, 100 mana.
Mirana's coming, though. She might shoot an arrow and turn this around.
Oh, Nubik. He'll blink forward. Connects with the Slitherine Crush.
Even with the amp damage, she's still positive on armor. That's ridiculous. That hero has so much freaking armor. There's a Reign of Aquila there as well, but...
Yeah, she does have a lot of base armor, to be fair, but still, that's
if that's like impressive. Another carry, I think she just dies there, because amp damage hurts early game. Like, it turns your auto attacks into mini nukes, almost.
So Roshan does fall for Fnatic, basically uncontested, and the Aegis does go the way of Era on the Doombringer. So now Fnatic not only getting a larger gold lead here, upwards of about 7,500, but the experience lead to boot now comparable, 7,500 in their advantage. And things are starting to look scary for the retry. Like you mentioned, they have the pushing lineup, but the only towers they've knocked down have come from that initial push where they were able to take out this Tier 2 in the bottom lane. Other than that, they have been unsuccessful in their efforts.
What are they going to do now? As they smoke up top, they have the Blink Dagger, as mentioned, on the Starladder. No level 6 on Shadow Shaman, though he's close. Maybe they get a few kills here, but as soon as this Radiance comes out, which will be by like the 15-minute mark if he doesn't die, 16 minutes maybe, even when they're pushing, Naga can just, if she plays it right, just constantly cut off the waves behind them, and maybe they take Tier 1s, but taking Tier 2s or Tier 3s is going to be tough.
PGG, he gets initiated on, even though TR wants to be the aggressors here. He'll take the Doom ultimate, and it looks like he will fall. Song of the Siren actually keeping him alive.
The ghosts are
right
still
now,
going. What's Era doing?
There's the black hole that they were waiting for. Era will fall. That burns the Aegis. Screen, Nubik, and ZXC all in big trouble. They do grab a kill onto No Tail on the Rubik, but it just won't be enough. The ghost did a lot of damage, but I think Fnatic...
That Aegis. Without the Aegis there, that's an awful fight, but they had it. Era knew it, and yeah, now they're just going to lose more, it looks like.
Yeah, actually ZXC doing a fair bit of damage, but now Hani in the front lines. There's the Hand of God from Android P. He'll take an ensnare. They will secure the kill on Chen. ZXC's ultimate will go off, and now he's completely out of mana. Shadow Shaman in the fray as well. They set up the kill on Doom after that Ether Shock, and now the Shackle coming out onto Hani. Crypt Swarm as well. I'm not sure.
There's no mana here for another nuke. I don't think they can... Oh, Centaur ult!
And there's a haste rune here as well. Oh, Hani almost survived, and Kill get turned into a chicken. They survived the kill, and they'll take that 14-minute rune. So Fnatic
they ended up losing 4 and the Aegis. Yeah. I'm not even sure if that was a good trade for Fnatic. Sure, they get a bunch of kills, but the gold graph's actually going up. By the way, No Tail, he's stole double edge in the previous fight, and He's just been using it offensively with 700 health as Rubik. Then he's walking around the rest of the fight with like 300. Oh, Fly might go down in the woods. EXE's chasing him. The stolen Rubik Centaur ult turns it around.
Wow. Great play from the Rubik.
Death Prophet still's a haste, but the arrow...
Wow, that was a close call. ZXC will juke it as he stutter steps, and they won't be able to chase him down. A nice arrow, but just barely off the mark. And mid-tier 1 will fall. They actually burn the Rasta wards on it. So, alright.
That's not bad for the retry. There's your Blink Dagger on Centaur. Despite PGG having a difficult game in the offlane, now they're smoked up. If they get a kill or two mid, they can transition into a tier 2 tower push, I think.
Yeah, they'll show off this Blink Dagger, and...
Death Prophet ult is up, so if they get a kill here, that's going to be a tower, unless Fnatic buy back.
And Trixie will be the one initiated upon. The double Blink Daggers coming forward. See you later, Mirana. Now PGG may be in some trouble as he is in the tower. He'll take the Doom ultimate once again. This poor Centaur, they are just all over him with that ultimate. Mech comes out from the Radiant side, though. That'll help buy him some time. Channel, send him back to the well, and the Centaur will survive. Nicely played. And now Fnatic will just station about their tier 2 tower, looking to make a hold against the Exorcism.
Fnatic just need to cut their losses and minimize deaths and stall as long as possible until Hani gets Radiance.
Yeah, and he's darn close. He's got about 1,100 gold in savings now, so this next creep wave will be his Radiance. He is also level 11, so you're exactly right. They're in good shape, but there's no reason to fight right now. I don't believe they have Black Hole online now, another 50 seconds. So worst case scenario, they may need to let this tier 2 tower fall without
They're in good shape, Andrew, but if they lose a big team fight, like let's say they lose 2 or 3 at this tier 2, that can be Rax because there's a Death Prophet.
And speak of the devil, there's that double blink AoE stun. Trixie in trouble once again. He'll be the first to fall. Exorcism's already out. The Stampede coming from Rubik once again. That'll give Fnatic the reset tool they need.
But Radiance is online, so now they have to be careful.
And this tier 2 tower will fall, it looks like. Fnatic do have a glyph, but nope, they won't burn it for this tier 2. Exorcism finishes it off, and ZXC walks away with a little more gold under his belt. And they'll pour it out. That's it.
If you're Fnatic right now, the main thing is just anticipate TR's next movement. So the tier 1's up top. That's probably where they're headed next. Roche not respawning for quite some time, like 3-4 minutes, and they are already headed top. They've actually been spotted by a Fnatic ward. So ideally, you'd like to see some illusions cutting the wave. Maybe you just don't bother with the tier 1 because they can just force that anyway. But definitely you want to be creep skipping before they get to the tier 2. Or I guess you can try and push the other way, but Radiance Naga clears the waves fast. She doesn't kill towers fast this early, so I'm not sure they'll come out on top if they actually just go for direct tower trades. I'd like to see Hani sending illusions top to kind of cut the wave off, but yeah. Looks like he's just farming their woods, and they're at least going to sack the tier 1. Maybe they sack the tier 2 as well.
Yeah, they're just not really in fighting position right now. They can fight if they have Song of the Siren up as well as Black Hole, which they do right now. And still Stampede on the Rubik, so they do have some tools at their disposal to try.
They've got a lot of tools. They have really good initiation now.
Fnatic just very cooldown based with this Enigma in particular. GR will go up top and knock down that tier 1 tower, and another Blink Dagger has joined the fray here, LD, and that's on the Shadow Shaman. That is now a triple blink for TR and nil for Fnatic. So a pretty big disparity on that front. And also Trixie going a hand of Midas here on the Mirana that he got right around the 17th.
There's a glyph for TR, but it looks like Trixie. It looks like Hani already did enough damage bottom in that earlier push when he opted not to defend until he got Radiance, and that's a good trade for Fnatic. And they're going to start cutting the wave mid as well.
Yeah, he's using those Eidolons to keep the siege creep alive. Very nicely done.
This is not a good trade for TR. They already lost the tier 2 bottom. They're going to lose the tier 2 mid if they don't TP back. And unless they get a pick off top, then it's just a flat 2-for-1 win. Like, sure, you give up a tier 1, but that was going to fall anyway. And actually, they're just going to go high ground here.
Yeah. Hey, we'll burn the Exorcism. Screen blinks forward. He'll go ahead and drop the wards on the tier 3 tower. How do Fnatic want to react? They'll pressure the tier 3 as well. This is an odd game, LD. Both teams just avoiding fighting.
Blink in.
And here we go. Hani, he's in big trouble. He'll take the double edge. Naga Siren will fall before he can use the ultimate. Does Hani have a buyback here? Yes, he does. Actually, everyone with a buyback available now. The tier 3 tower has fallen. Exorcism still online. No glyph available for Fnatic. Naga Siren will buy back. I'm not sure what the hesitation was. It could cost him their racks. PGG taking a lot of damage, but he will make it out. Rubik did steal that amplified damage, and it's helping quite a bit here. They will start to clear out
They need to get out. Death Prophet ult's over.
Oh, no. This could be bad news bears for TR. Nubik now caught inside of the ensnare. That Radiance burn doing some serious damage. Good guy Hani rejoining the fray. See you later, Starladder. Now ZXC is in big trouble. Rubik does steal something, but he gets picked off straight away. Fnatic will hold their racks. They clean up this fight. A 2-for-2 if you count
mid lane, the range racks is in jeopardy here. It's not dead yet, but It's taking a lot of damage. Overall, I would say that's still a good trade for Fnatic. They take 2 tier 2s to the 1 tier 2 and tier 1 that TR take. They are forced to use a Hani buyback, but it's still only 20 minutes in. It's pretty early. Already, he's able to get gold again. And it wasn't going to be... It's not going to increase his next death timer by that much. Maybe like 20 seconds. Now the Boots of Travel are up as well. And now the rat can intensify. Basically, just every time you see TR pushing, you just cut the waves, you Boots of Travel to the other lane, and with exposed Rex mid, they might even be able to just flat out get Rex first. Sure, there's exposed Rex top, but that's where you've got Song of the Siren on Fnatic, and you don't on TR. So he can let his illusions push in mid, and then he can Song and just slow them down from breaking base, or turn the fights around if he needs to.
Right, and in that situation, you look at it and say, well, Fnatic was forced to use a buyback, but for all the heroes that have to buy back, Naga's almost ideal right there. She already has the Radiance, already had enough for the, well, close to the Boots of Travel after buyback, was able to pick him up after those 2 kills. So all in all, like, Naga is going to be the hero that can farm the fastest and make up that gold that she spent on buyback better than any other hero. So all in all things considered for Fnatic, I agree with you. I think it was a good exchange. And actually, Trixie will go ahead and grab himself a Drum of Endurance following that fight. But more importantly, Fly on the Enigma. He's now got a BKB following that mech. So the next team fight for TR will be a little bit scary. And, well, Enigma didn't even use his Black Hole there. So he has it off cooldown, ready to rock and roll. TR will do a 4-man smoke. They were headed to the top lane, but they'll rotate back through the mid and maybe into their own jungle. We'll see where they end up here.
The problem for TR is they just don't have the best lineup against Rat. Like, they're not that great at countering split push, even with the triple blinks. They don't have, like, a hero that just moves from lane to lane very quickly. And you're not going to waste... Starladder kind of does, but that's also very easy for Naga to deal with. You just Song when you see him coming. You juke into the trees, TP out. By the way, they've stolen, I think, Centaur.
Double Edge? No,
oh, Double Edge. Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunate. If it was Stampede, that would have been nice.
But yeah, basically they're not that good at dealing with split push, right? So their best way of dealing with it is to 5-man. But when they're 5-manning, do they do it fast enough is the main question. Now they're going to push through mid, but top is where the exposed racks are. And it seems like they want to go top, but they don't have the wave here. So they might just have to back off.
Yeah, now Death Prophet does have a BKB complete, and against the Naga Siren ulti, it can actually be a little bit of a double-edged sword, as they say.
I'm not a big fan of this. They have Doom, they have Black Hole, and they have the Naga Ensnare.
Yeah.
This BKB could, like you said, just end up hurting her.
Yeah, if they catch ZXC out with his BKB and they pop a Naga Siren ulti, she might have Exorcism on, but it's still a 5 versus 1 in that scenario, and that makes Death Prophet a pretty easy target.
BKB gets popped by Enigma.
Yeah, Nubik gets initiated on as well. There's the Song of the Siren coming out, looking for the setup. Fly, already wasted the BKB, like you said. There's the ZXC BKB as well, and this has not been the best setup for Fnatic. Still a Black Hole available, but...
They were trying to use it to set up the Black Hole, but there was just nothing good to use it on, and they dropped the wards top. I think they're going to take Rax.
Yeah, BKB is already off on the Death Prophet, though. Centaur hops forward. No Tail, he'll take some burst damage.
Double Edge.
Now Nubik comes in. See you later, Rubik. No Tail will buy back. There's the Hand of God. Era caught inside the shackle. Exorcism doing some damage. He has burned his ultimate already onto Nubik. Just still a very odd fight for Fnatic. They can't find the opening that they're looking for. A big silence comes out. The ensnare on Nubik. They might be able to grab a kill on Starladder. Arrow connects on ZXC as well. That's a double kill coming out. They will pursue outward. Then, oh, wow, he gets sent back to the well. Cheeky play from PGG right there, but doesn't even get the stun off. Unfortunately for Fnatic, even though they repel, they will lose their top lane of Rax.
Yeah, they lost Rax, so not bad at all for the retry, and that song was just really awful. Yeah.
Hex comes out, and actually, he'll be able to survive. Hani doesn't want to overcommit, and he makes the right choice. PGG was inbound.
It's one of those things where you're like, yeah, okay, we're about to team fight. They just popped the Death Prophet out. Let Song Black Hole them and just focus them down. But the Song just wasn't good. Heroes weren't grouped up. Timing was just slightly off. I think he thought they could at least catch. It was just like a triangle formation. You had like 3 heroes, and they were all just they were a little farther apart than that. Like, you couldn't quite catch 2 in a Black Hole. Yeah. And so they just decided it wasn't a good fight.
All in all, great positioning from TR, and they stopped Fnatic from getting that setup.
The other thing is, in fairness to Hani, it wasn't like just his fault or anything, because the Fly pop BKB really early. So as soon as he pops BKB, you've got that timer, right? Where if he doesn't get off Black Hole, then there's a Shadow Shaman with the Blink Hex, and it's going to get canceled instantly. So he put a lot of pressure on Hani to go in with the Song as soon as he BKB'd.
Yeah.
And I don't think they didn't have the opening.
You know, both the BKBs on the Enigma and the Death Prophet were used kind of poorly there, rather hastily, and ZXC blew his kind of right as the Song of the Siren
I'm not
came
sure if
out,
there's a good way to use the Death Prophet BKB.
Yeah, that might be fair enough, but I mean, he didn't even take any damage. Most of it was spent rotating towards the top lane, but here we go. The smoke gang from TR will poke forward. There's the Song of the Siren coming out from Hani, and this will be a slightly better setup. Nubik and ZXC, I'm not sure if this is ideal, but they'll go ahead and burn the BKB Black Hole. And they'll get a double kill out of it. Not too shabby. Screen will be in some trouble off on the side. Android P, he just says, screw it, I'm going to port out of here. That's not happening. And Naga secures the kill on the Shadow Shaman. So that's a 4-0. That's the fight Fnatic we're waiting for.
And Hani Boots will travels in bottom. They're going to go straight for the base here. I think they can just go down mid, actually. They'll push in the bottom lane. Then they'll rotate mid. And they're going to have the wave with them. Rubik, he stole something in that fight. It was Stampede. Okay. I thought he stole something from Shadow Shaman afterwards, but he did not. Yeah. I think they can Rax here. Is there buyback? Death Prophet has it. Starladder does not have it. Oh, sorry, he just used it. And they're going to try and defend.
Yeah, but right now it's just Hani that they're defending. Now the team rotating down. If Hani can survive this, this could be huge. The all-heal coming out from Chen. Death Prophet, the only one down. This might not be the ideal opportunity for Fnatic, but they will grab a kill on PGG as well as the Starladder.
No-Tail just keeps on crushing faces, stealing double edge, and then stomping the Centaur himself with that double edge.
Yeah.
And then walking away with 500 health. I'm surprised he hasn't died more, because he's constantly running around with 200, 300 HP. And they tried to defend their base, but that was expensive there. Now Hani's going to buy back. They just want to win now.
Yeah, Roster Wards were used to kill Hani as well, so they can feel a little bit more safe here pressing forward. They know Exorcism is down, or is it? It's actually come back up, but it's going to be close. Rubik, he'll go ahead and steal himself a Crypt Swarm. Nothing too crazy. Glyph has already been popped. There you go. Chen will test the faith of Death Prophet. She will pass the test and head back to the well. Bottom tier 3 has gone down. That's 2 naked racks now for the Radiant side. But will they actually get a barracks is the question. Screen takes an arrow. He will fall to the wrath of the Naga as she comes forward. ZXC caught inside a telekinesis, but PGG in the front lines. There's the Exorcism. There's the pipe as well. And Fnatic, they may be well advised to just back out here. No, they'll go for the Death Prophet, and they'll secure that kill. Now TR in some trouble. That's a big cooldown they could have used to defend this racks, but the burst damage just too much, and now this will be at least 1 lane of racks. No, that's going to be the second. They've already cleared out mid. Well done by Fnatic.
And they can go Roche now, and then with the next Aegis, well, this game has been successfully thrown away by TR. That one fight mid where they jumped in, they caught the Rubik, but they didn't catch anybody else with that smoke gank, and they were in good shape before that. They did not need to force it that hard. Could have just pushed in the lanes a little bit, gone for the Roche safely, and then taken a good engagement. They don't really have to find huge pick-offs like that. Just bait out the song, try and bait out the black hole, but, well, they just jumped into a dicey situation, and now Doom's gone Basher just to rub it in.
Yeah, and some other items have come out as well. That's a Desolator in the inventory of the Mirana, so it looks like Trixie's Handamitis is kicked in. Fly, he's got himself a plate mail, probably working towards the Shivas. No-Tail has himself a Blink Dagger, and good guy Hani, well, he hasn't picked up anything else, but he's got 4,000 clams to play around with, so whatever he wants, he'll be able to go shopping and hit one of those luxury stores before too long here.
He hasn't bought anything in a while, actually.
Yeah, he's been buying back. He's bought 2 buybacks. That's buying second lives here, LD.
Yeah, if only you could do that in real life, huh? But yeah, Hani, he's still done his job though. Overall, he had the one song which didn't work out, but again, wasn't entirely. It was more of a teamwork issue than just individual play issue.
I still think it was also just good positioning from TR, not clumping up and not making it an easy song, more so than Fnatic really misplaying there. Other than maybe jumping the gun a bit too early.
Yeah, you can just, when you're running that combo though, you can just wait until you've got a better opening and then song. But now they're going Roche, and TR, gonna be, they have no Death Prophet ult, so defending this, if they give this up, it's game, and if they don't, if they do contest it, they have a very low percentage chance of winning. Yeah, with no Death Prophet ult, so it's just a tough situation. Yeah, still 20 seconds on the ulti, but they do have some Rasta Pasta wards. Perhaps Rasta Pasta wards. Perhaps those can make a difference here. Rasta Pasta, you never just let that one slip out. It rolls off the tongue, LD. No, never done that. Telekinesis out on ZXC. He'll get doomed straight away. PGG comes in. Actually connects with a pretty big hoof stomp. It will be enough to get the kill onto Rubik. But in comes the black hole from Fly. That'll be a kill on the Centaur. They'll also get a kill on the Shadow Shaman. And this is just not looking good for the retry. Song of the Siren used for a solo Starladder. Sorry, Nubik, but you are in big trouble. They played that really well. They send the Death Prophet back. The problem is, the issue with using send back to like counter Doom, quote unquote, is then you don't have a hero in the fight.
Yeah.
So they didn't have their Death Prophet, their only real damage dealer at this point, and they just can't win the fights without her.
Right, you're still achieving what Doom is hoping for. BKB Exorcism just completely cleaned up right there.
Yeah, you're still achieving a 5v4, which
Right.
is what Doom is hoping for.
Yes, exactly. So it's still, keep Death Prophet alive, but it's only a minor victory, and I use victory very
If you have like a
lightly.
tanker, someone with Boots of Travel who can just return to the fight as soon as Doom wears off, I think it's a bit better, but yeah, that's going to be it. The retry, they had their shot, and they blew it.
Yeah, it was a good game though. 28 minutes, 13 to 28. It feels a little one-sided now as Fnatic have come out ahead, but TR gave them a run for their money. We'll see PGG hop in and get picked off once more as the throne is exposed. They will actually, well, maybe get a kill onto Era.
Era doing his best not to end the game now when we're already running late. Come on, Era, get your act together.
Come on now. Yeah, Nubik. Hani just playing Ring Around the Rosie here. He'll get turned into a chicken, but Starladder still gets picked off. Screen will die here momentarily, it looks like.
Yeah. Not yet.
Or maybe not.
There you go.
Hani, this is a close call here. One more Crypt Swarm and
Oh, the dodges with the mirror image, the plays.
the cheeky plays to end the game. Nicely.
Well done. That's pretty hard to hit the timing on.
Yeah.
Manta's a lot easier because you split instantly, but with the mirror
Yeah,
image, you've got that little, like, your hero, like, shudders and then
the little cast time.
convulses a bit and then finally splits, so. Nicely
So,
done.
all in all, a pretty fun game. Obviously, Fnatic come out on top, and they seal the deal. So, I don't know, LD. We're actually still not that far behind schedule. Our next game is scheduled to start right now on the dot. So, I think we'll keep it short.
Fnatic looked good.
Yeah.
I liked the draft going for Enigma because they already saw the enemy team had two heroes that need Blink Dagger, Starladder especially. Centaur to some extent needs one as well. They saw there's a Death Prophet mid who's not going to do anything but farm until she gets level 6. Chen's going to be passive in the woods. So they knew they could get away with a 4-core lineup, a pretty greedy draft, and they played it well from there. There was the one miscue with the Song Black Hole, but they saved their buybacks when they needed to. Hani got his Radiance up at a reasonable timing, and overall they played the matchup well. So for the retry, I thought they also played well, and then they just had that one disastrous fight mid where they kind of threw the game.
Yeah, one of those games that could have gone a lot differently had that fight not transpired that way. If it was like last time where they stayed spread out, didn't get caught by a black hole, could have been a lot different. But
Yeah, the retry are definitely, I think they show us like they're good enough to take games off these top teams. They can't do it consistently, and this is an example of where they struggle to do it consistently.
So we've got plenty more Dota coming your way, guys. That was just game number 1. Up next will be Next KZ versus Sigma, and it's scheduled to start just about now. So we'll have a short break, and game 2 of the day will be coming up after this.